Welcome ladies and gentlemen to a brand new video, the low gravity hex trials. Let's get it on. So first of all, we're going to teach you some of the very easy ways of actually winning low gravity hex trials. The first way is simply the bottom layer strategies, of which I am going to provide you the full gameplay, and I'm also going to guide you as I go along, explaining everything that I'm actually doing as well for you. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, what you want to start doing is take out one side first, whether it be the right or the left, it does not matter, okay? So you're going to take out all the middle structure, quite simply put, just like you would do on a regular hexagon, okay? But don't worry, this gets better. From here, you want to start dotting the actual outside. And sometimes you do want to get over a little bit quicker, just in case anybody does make a mistake and ends up landing on the actual tiles that you're going to be cutting out. Now, the idea of this one is on low gravity, everybody has to make their jumps, and they have to make their jumps absolutely precise as well at the same time. So quite simply put, we make that a lot harder for them. And we're going to show you that this is also an effective strategy, and we're also going to show you the end game, of which we meet a pesky hacker who ruins one of my videos. That's just me crying, by the way. Anyway, as you can see here, what I'm actually doing is I'm dotting it up, but I'm making it into patterns that are actually harder for people to land on, okay? Now this will confuse a lot of players above, and it will also allow them to have to pick an actual area. Now if they pick the wrong area, they're obviously going to die. A lot of the players who do end up coming down to this area are already in a bad position to actually make these tiles, but we also leave the one tile in the open in order for us to have a route backwards. Because if anybody randomly lands straight in front of us, what we can do is we can just double up and go backwards, quite simply put. Now whenever you see me actually running a little bit faster on these guys and girls, that's because as I jump up, what I'm paying attention to, you see the outer rim, as in the gold rims on the outside. I'm paying attention to any form of shadows, while also looking at the tiles as well to see if there's any more shadows around. But then we're just going to make use of all of the tiles. We see a guy that's made it over, so what we need to do is we need to get across here pretty damn fast. And here, this guy actually makes it, but I jump dive onto the second tile, which he doesn't expect, giving me the boost up and giving me the effective win. Next one, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously there's different ways of winning hex low gravity. You could time it out in snipe lobbies and get some free crowns, as we have done previously as well. Or you could actually battle it out. So when you are actually battling these out, all you want to do is you want to take routes that are not congested, okay? By that, you want to aim for other people, and you actually want to run out the tiles that they're about to land on. So you need to judge exactly where they are about to land. As you basically judge that, what's going to happen is you're going to run out the tiles that are directly under the feet. You can see that somebody actually got a decent play on me right there, but it doesn't make any form of difference. The main rule of thumb when you are playing low grav is to not panic. A lot of people think, oh, low gravity, it's just a lot of RNG. It's going to come down to the last tile and everybody's going to be on a big massive pile. Anyway, the rule of thumb to that is it's not going to be if you make the map much more difficult for them to make their decisions. Therefore, it will encourage a lot more mistakes. Okay. So quite simply put, you can see what I'm actually doing here is I'm dotting tiles around so people can't just simply run everything out. As a player is behind me, what we're actually going to do is we're going to double back. You see how I just gained all that space right there? There is another guy with us. We can let him be for the time being. It's only a few tiles, so it's not really a waste. Okay, so we're moving on now. Cutting out the actual sections and the layers so they can't make any form of god jumps. And if they do, they know exactly what they are doing. We're actually going to show you an example of the god jumps a little bit later. Okay, so right here, again, we go for the cutoff. I'm going to cut left here, you see that tile? There you go. I realised that that one wouldn't have actually made it, so I simply come down to the bottom layer strap. What we're going to do is we're going to take out the central tiles. That way people cannot come across quite easily. So you can see what I do here. I skip 2 tiles in a row. Now we do have the wizard. I need to go back and take out these 2 tiles right here. Just make sure that they can't follow me as much as possible. The red beam makes a mistake. That gives me the most tiles in the actual lobby, and job done. There you go, guys and girls. That is method number 2. Moving on to the next method. Whenever you are actually jumping on low gravity tiles, if you need to make an actual god jump, for example, what you actually want to do is never jump from the center of the tile. You want to hit the absolute corner of the tile, jump, and keep hold of your forward key. As you keep hold of your forward key and you reach maximum height, make sure you are aiming in the correct direction. So you need your camera angle to be facing towards the tile that you're actually aiming for. You just simply hold your dive for as long as physically possible. But what you can see now is I'm going to go onto this little layer and just cut him off a little bit. You can see I've took the riskier route, but I can see exactly where they're landing. When you can see where players are landing, it allows you to have much more area. So for example right here, I know he's going to follow me. I'm just making sure he can't desync me off. Okay, so we got a runner. We got quite a few runners. We're going to skip to Maluda, skip to melee, straight through. The cat's going to follow me on this one. You will find that, do not panic. And again, just dotting up, making sure that guy doesn't follow. Take this tile here. The idea was to cut back on that one, but he actually got a good cut off. So those are the type of plays that are actually quite effective. Now we're actually on the yellow section. You will be down to the yellow section and the blue section quite a lot in these game modes. But the main rule is don't panic, keep your eyes open, make everything as difficult as physically possible. So you can see that I'm actually taking out 2 lanes of tiles and then I'm doubling back on myself. So the idea of this one is to force them to go into different directions. So for example, there you go, you see I will cut myself back right now. So what I'm actually going to do here is cut all of this out as fast as possible. Hopefully not get the shark following me. Unfortunately he does manage to keep up with me. So we're going to go for the riskier play. But we realise that the shark boy has just made a mistake. So therefore we've got all these tiles, we just need to cut that one off right here. And there you go, he's not going to make that jump. There you go. Because his jump will get eaten up if you take the tile early enough. So we're moving back on to the bottom layer strategy now for you guys and girls. And we're going to show you another example. Now this example is going to be battling. That's right, you heard me. It's time to get it on with the green bean. Right, here we go. It's a very special video for you guys and girls, so I hope this does help you out. Do let me know in the comments, in the pinned comment, if you do like the actual video and if you found this quite useful for you. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm cutting off all the sections that the green bean is about to run to and pulling him under immense pressure. It might not look like it, but you'd be surprised. Ready? Little tap grab. Now, the way I actually timed that is I waited for the player to do their jump. Okay? So right as they do their jump, that's where you want to actually tap grab back, and you can take out players like that. Now all I need to do is pattern the rest of these tiles and just be careful about how I'm going to play this, because I'm going to also need a little bit of an escape route as well. You do not want anything in the central zone. That is the first rule. If you have tiles in the central zone, any player can get from left to right to back to side. In other words, Those centre tiles can allow players to get over to any form of tiles that they desire. Okay. So again, we're going to start by dotting it in sets of 2s, sometimes 3s. And now that we've gone onto a better area, we're going to make the areas much harder for people to land on. So again, we're just taking some of the outside tiles, but watch specifically how I actually dot this up. So yes, I'm taking some of the outside, but you see how I do diagonal plays here. There we go, just split it a little bit. And again, with the 2 tiles each. Now we're going to double back on ourselves. We're never going to make anything predictable for people to land on. Again, when you hear specific noises, like the falling animation, you know that a player is going to be near you. Always keep your eyes on the edges, so the gold edge and the barrier can be a very strong indicator of where players are. Now you see where that actual pineapple is? We forced him to the other way, but the reason we forced him that way was so he had no choice but to fight the other guy over the tiles, therefore giving us a lot more tiles in order to secure an easy victory. Simples! Here's an example of your god jumps, guys and girls. You see how close that was? And that is the maximum jump that you can make. So you actually need that just a little bit further in. Okay, so the reason we showed you that elimination was to show you the sort of distance that you're able to actually jump in these modes as well. Whenever you get runners like so, you can just simply outplay them like so. Little tap grab, you can turn and face them, tap grab. If that doesn't work when they go for the grab on you, which they will undoubtedly do if you have tap grabbed them previously, you just simply double jump out of the grab, and chances are they will actually make themselves fall. Timing is key. So again, we've got some players with us at the minute. We just want to make it difficult. Boom, tick a boom. You got a decent player there. The shark boy right here thinks that he's alone now. Realise that we can't do that one, so there's no point in going for the risky one if you see 2 players that are actually going for the tiles at the same time. Now, in this specific mode, we actually found this shark boy right here, and he seemed to be very cool, as in an awesome player. So full on respect to this guy, we even share tiles. So I actually wanted to get him the timeout in this one. Unfortunately, there was one too many pesky runners in this zone, so we were unable to actually help him on there. Sometimes you will make a mistake where you don't make the jump that you intend for, like so. Again, just do not panic, slow everything down, there's no need to rush, okay? If you see somebody that is rushing, you just need to counter them, very simply put. So runners can be countered, you just need to judge exactly when they're about to jump, okay? If you can learn to actually judge when they're about to jump on low gravity, you can eat their jump up and you can send them down a layer. Or, alternatively, you can send them down into the slime, if they ragdoll, for example. You can see I've got some pretty good tiles right here. Just want to be careful on where he actually jumped right now. Now the blue was an actual makeable tile, but why take a risk if you don't need to? There's only one player with me at the moment. We're going to see if... we were going to see if he actually makes it. He didn't make it because we took out the tile that he was about to land on, which effectively gave me a much bigger area. Now watch what we do here. We ignore the one tile on its own. Just for the purpose and the demonstration of this, that is an actual tile I would go for just to maximise my tiles. But this is just to show you the safe route of doing it. So again, you can see the shark boy is going as slow as physically possible, which is very rare to actually find in these games. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to not intentionally cut him off and just see if it's still possible for the timeout. It might not be, because if you look at everybody running down below, I'm just going to make sure with the dive It might have took out 3 tiles. The shark boy is right there. The hot dog's about to kill himself with the bear. So I'm going to give him that area. I kind of want him to actually jump on the same tiles as me. Unfortunately, he doesn't realise this. Let's see if he makes it. Okay, he's all good. He's going to actually knock me down here. I'm just going to give him that tile there. And I'm just going to take this little area. And it wasn't close enough for the timeout, I'm afraid, boys and girls. So what that means is we take the victory from this one. But again, this is how you do it. Just a nice little slowed example. Now if you watch in the top of the screen right now, you see him? Hacker! Stupid hacker! Ah! You will actually find a lot more hackers in this game mode. Okay, it seems like they all returned specifically when this game mode came out, so maybe there has been a bypass that they have found as well. But it's our job to just keep letting Mediatonic know about it, and they will be on top of it like a bat out of hell to be gone when the morning comes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have another battle. So in this one, we're actually going to show you a professional gameplay. So very simply put, there you go. Now wait for it. Now you see how he's actually panicking going away from me. What we're going to do is we're not going to touch the outside of the tiles. We're just going to start cutting in between. Take a left turn. Try and take out the 3 tiles. Unfortunately, low gravity kind of screws me on that one. But again, we're just making it as physically difficult as possible. If we can actually box this guy in, it would be more ideal. We run towards him, and again, this is how you make players panic, because he did too much of a fast turn. Therefore, we were able to actually get the kill on this one. Okay, so that's the first part of this. The next part is, again, figuring out your routes. Don't be afraid of jumping over the slime as well at the same time. And very simply put, what we're going to do is we're going to take out the center tiles. Now I can't stress enough how important it is to take out all of these rows on the center. The reason being is a player can use those tiles to get over from one area to another area. That's why you primarily want to focus on those to begin with. And again, we're just going to dot up bit of the map, make it very difficult for people to land on. As you can see, we start hearing people now, so we need to be careful just in case anybody lands on anything that can cut us off. So we're always keeping an eye on the shadows. Now you see there's going to be shadows around here somewhere. So again, dot it, dot it. You never want a clunk of tiles together, because that is much easier for a lobby to actually land on. Are you ready for this? Dun 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 dun. Now obviously I'm going to be eliminated on this one, because as you've seen in the previous clip, there was a hacker. He stole my crown. Hackers, yeah. I mean, it's boring. They don't really do anything. Whenever you see a hacker actually play normally, they end up coming in last, so that explains why they are actually hacking on the game. But again, we're just going to show you how we would have won this one. Now this is where they all come down. I jump across, I take the 2 tiles out as fast as physically possible, send those players down to the slime. That guy we need to cut off just in case he can make it over. Hit the 1 tile he's going to land on, send him down to the slime, and GG. That is what would have been a win. Ready? We go for the dive, we get the other dive. The last guy just died. I've got no choice now. Gotta dive into the slime. And the hacker beats us. If you enjoyed the video, guys and girls, thank you very much and enjoy your day.